Now we're going to go through bouting conventions. Menyhárt recommends bouting once a fencer understands the basic principles of fencing and won't have bad habits. So those who don't bout or take part in what's called the assaults, which is mock duels or bouting, will probably get some bad habits. But once you understand the basics, at least, and won't freak out, he wants you to be bouting. He has 13 rules of bouting. The first rule is before the assault, you need to touch blades with the other fencer. The second rule is if you are hit, it is self-call. You announce it and you yell, "Hit!" so that they are aware. Once you are hit, you do not retaliate with a riposte, no afterblows. Fourth, it's forbidden to strike a disarmed opponent or one who has slipped and fallen down. Fifth, no talking. You fence. Sixth, the quality evaluation of a cut or a thrust is left to the fencing master, the judges, or spectators. Seventh, if someone is hit, immediately retreat so that you are acknowledging the hit as you say it, but so you don't get hit again. Eighth, don't complain about how an opponent is fencing. If you don't like how they're fencing, find an excuse to stop. Ninth, do not show agitation. It is not graceful. 10th, cuts to the lower body, meaning below the waist, are not counted. And thrusts are always feint thrusts. So if I'm going to thrust at you, it is a feint. 11th, a simultaneous hit or double doesn't count for anybody. No doubles. 12th, if someone's weapon breaks as they're taking part in bouting, then it needs to stop for safety. 13th, and finally, you don't parry with the offhand. Period. Okay? There are a couple other technical rules that he makes. Like, for example, a match should not go longer than 15 minutes because then people will violate the rules because they're exhausted. The fencing master should always be the first person that a student bouts with, and the student should try to bout with as many fencers as possible in order to understand people better and get better at fencing, because different people fence differently, even within the same system. Every bout ends with a hit. If the fencers can't hit each other, then go ahead and halt the engagement and let them restart. And there's a bunch of other tactical advice that he gives. For example, taller fencers should fence differently than shorter fencers because you have a different body. People who are faster should fence faster, and people who are slower should be slower. He wants you to watch the opponent's eyes because he believes that's where the intention will be, and to not always employ the same parry every time. Parries should also be forceful, and you shouldn't draw the arm back in order to telegraph anything. There's a bunch of other tactical advice that he gives, which can be found in the book, which you can buy below in the description. He does, one more thing he does warn about is double hits. Double hits are bad. He says this multiple times, and he says they happen a lot in duels and should be avoided so that you don't get double hit in a duel. Also, guard your hands. It's very important. The rest, again, of his tactical advice can be read in the book, link down below. Thank you.